Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH Rebirth of Emperor Yang episode number 282 based on novel. So let's start. The next day. Over the boundless forest sea, several human shadows passed by quickly, and the huge wind pressure formed huge gullies on the forest sea below. The wind and waves swept through, but in the blink of an eye, this pedestrian had appeared on the edge of the sky. After a night's rapid journey, the distance between Xiao Yan and his party and the three strong Duozong was opened again. They couldn't catch up with them for an hour and a half. At this time, Xiao Yan on the back of white birch suddenly regenerates. Between the mountains and forests, in a cave just opened up, Xiao Yan and his party are in it. At the moment, Xiao Yixian and others are all looking worried. Xiao Yang, who is sitting on a green stone and looking white, didn't expect that the latter's accomplishments would break through at this time. The night before yesterday, when the lotus of Buddha's anger exploded, the barrier between Xiao Yang and the Emperor of Xingyuan was also broken at the same time, but the situation was urgent. The latter endured the injury in his body and pressed down the situation he wanted to break through. However, it was difficult to suppress the change in Xiao Yang's body until dawn. They were helpless, so a cave was temporarily opened to break through Xiao Yang. It's a good thing to break through cultivation, but the risks are very different under different circumstances. If Xiao Yang's cultivation can break through, everyone will naturally be happy for it. But now, Xiao Yang's serious injury has not healed, and his internal meridians have been seriously damaged under 2 energy loads. Now, the meridians in his body are afraid to be unable to bear the huge pure energy. Once the damage is too serious, the trauma will be irreparable. But now, they can only hope that Xiao Yang can make a safe breakthrough. On the bluestone, with the operation of Xiao Yang's internal skill, a stream of heaven and earth energy suddenly appeared out of thin air in the surrounding air. A huge wind rolled around Xiao Yang's body, and the source gas rushed towards Xiao Yang's body at the moment. The latter's body immediately shook uncontrollably, and his already pale face looked weaker at the moment. The complex energy of heaven and earth poured into Xiao Yang's body from the pores all over his body and into all kinds of meridians. Suddenly, the fragile meridians were distorted and swollen, and the expression on Xiao Yang's face was slightly distorted. There was a touch of pain between his eyebrows. His body was impacted by the huge energy twice in succession, and now he was filled with the surging energy of heaven and earth. The violent nature contained in it makes its internal meridians more unbearable. But then, when the strange fire gushed out and poured into various meridians to refine and absorb the violent energy, the whole process gradually calmed down. Xiao Yang's slightly shaking body returned to calm. Aside, the little doctor's beautiful eyes stared at Xiao Yang, and his tight jade hands relaxed slightly. The rest of the people around also breathed a sigh of relief. Although those energies are relatively complex, fortunately, with the refining of different fire, it can reduce a lot of trouble. The huge source gas turns into pure energy filaments after being refined by different fire, and then it is refined and absorbed along the skill route of burning formula. Finally, it flows into the air whirl. The breath in Xiao Yang's body is gradually recovering. With a steady stream of source qi as support, Xiao Yang's injury can recover faster, which is good news for them. With the passage of time, the source qi flowing into Xiao Yang's meridians gradually increased, and the load of meridians increased again. Even with the continuous refinement of different fire, those meridians have been traumatized after all. Even with the protection of different fire, the pressure brought by huge energy is still rising gradually, and can even be seen. Xiao Yang's skin all over was constantly absorbing and refining, and became red, his muscles were stiff, and his green tendons were exposed. The speed of source gas absorbing and refining was faster and faster, and the smooth situation gradually became uneasy. On the other hand, the 3 elders of Dui sect have also chased back again. The distance between the 2 sides has been shortened rapidly. I'm afraid they will catch up with this group again in less than 2 hours. This time, Xiao Yang is doomed to be impossible to condense the lotus of Buddha's anger. Without any cards as protection, if this group meets the 3 strong Duozong again, they will have no power to fight back and wait for their outcome. In the cave, Xiao Yang's condition became more and more dangerous, and his red skin became hot. The source gas overflowed uncontrollably from the pores of his body, and the slightest traces of blood gradually appeared on Xiao Yang. The breath in his body became stronger and stronger. If he continued to absorb it like this, I'm afraid Xiao Yang will explode and die before the 3 Ju elders arrive. But just at this time, outside the cave where they were, an old man in cloud brocade robes appeared here, but he didn't know where he came from. A pair of golden eyes glanced gently, and with the huge soul perception, he immediately noticed the abnormality in the cave. Hey, strange fire. It seems that it can't be wrong. It's him, but how good it is. It will offend the immortal things of Du Erzong. The old man smiled softly, as if he recognized something. Immediately, his body shape flashed, which turned into a streamer in the blink of an eye and shot into the cave. In a twinkling of an eye, it had appeared in front of Xiao Yang at the moment. Buzz. The sudden changes in the field also made the faces of Bai Hua and others present suddenly change dramatically, but before they could make a move, a strong momentum and pressure suddenly fell on their heads. Their bodies were fixed in place in an instant, and the source gas they wanted to flow in their bodies was forcibly suppressed. Several people were shocked. Who could have thought that the other party would suddenly take action at this time? They didn't even see the face of the comer. The latter had come to Xiao Yang and looked up and down at the person in front of him. Tut tut. What a powerful physical force. If it weren't for this, I'm afraid I would have burst and died under the impact of energy. The old man exclaimed twice. Then he slowly turned his head and looked at Bai Hua and others behind him. When he saw the cold killing intention on their faces, he smiled and said, "You guys have a good foundation." Unexpectedly, there are 2 misfortune poisons. No wonder the people who cross E-zone will come to the door, but now, old man, I don't have time to pay attention to you. When the laughter fell, the old man immediately raised his hands and thought. The surging soul power in the eyebrows surged outward. At the same time, with the changes of the seal knot between his fingers, a layer of golden light of colored glass condensed on Xiao Yang's body surface, and the mysterious seal symbols converged and turned into an array, enveloping Xiao Yang's whole person. Tiankue array, this is a 5th order array. It's enough to stabilize your body for the time being. Hey, for the sake of that boy, I'll give you this. After the array was cast, the old man hesitated a little. Then he took a purple pill from the ring, turned his palm, and fed Xiao Yang to take it. When the pill enters the body, a surging force much stronger than the 6th level pill turns into a warm current in Xiao Yang's body and spreads rapidly. The injured meridians and bones in Xiao Yang's body also recover rapidly under the action of this force. The uncontrolled huge source qi in Xiao Yang's body flows into the cyclone with the rapid operation of the burning formula skill. Together with the whole person's face, it also turned a lot in a moment. Hey, the effect of the 7th level pill is different. You have to remember this account for me and pay it back in the future. Seeing this, the old man joked and smiled, and his heart moved. The momentum and pressure shrouded in white birch and others also quietly dispersed. The vast dense forest, at a glance, is the lush green that can't see the end. Occasionally, a breeze blows. Suddenly, on the lush forest sea, huge green corridors spread from far to near. Finally, they disappear at the end of the line of sight and look quite spectacular. Above the forest sea, there is a blue sky. At this time, in the open sky, there are several human figures sweeping rapidly. Their sharp eyes like hawks and falcons carefully sweep through the forest below. Although the dense forest is vast, under the perception of their huge soul, all the mountains and forests are clearly presented in their minds. In particular, a few faint smells left somewhere shocked their spirit. Until a certain moment, when several lines of sight saw a newly opened cave in a backlit depression through a gap in the mountain forest, the corners of their mouths showed a cold smile. Now look where you're going. Surround them and never let one of them leave here alive. At the first order of the old man, the 2 people next to him immediately nodded heavily and moved. The 3 figures quickly descended to occupy one side and surrounded the cave below. Surrounded by 3 strong men of Yuanzhong, this group of people can't escape here. They also believe that with Xiao Yang's seriously injured body and the terrible fire lotus like last time, he will never have a chance to create a second one. However, just as the 3 elders came down, The sound of footsteps also sounded in the dimly lit cave at the same time. As the three looked, 5 figures appeared in their eyes. The first person was Xiao Yang. There was no doubt that at the moment, although he dared not recover with the help of the power of the 7-step pill, but it's much better. In addition, there is still a steady stream of medicine in the body to repair the injured body. The whole person's state is naturally much better. The original bloodless face has now regained its ruddy color, and even the whole person's breath has improved a lot. At this time, Xiao Yang seems to have become a 2-star source emperor. Several people stepped out of the cave together, and their eyes fell on the 3 elders of Dui sect. When the 3 people opposite saw Xiao Yang, who was now alive and vigorous, the muscles on his face couldn't help pumping. The terrible scene when the fire lotus exploded was still in sight. Now Xiao Yang actually recovered to this level. Once he gathered the fire lotus again, isn't that? However, fortunately, when the 3 people saw that there was no fire lotus between Xiao Yang's hands, the tense mood in their hearts relaxed a little. At present, there was a cold meaning in the eyes of the 5 people. Boy, this time, let's see how you can escape from our hand. With a low drink, the bodies of the 3 people in front of them suddenly shook, and the vast momentum immediately swept out of the 3 people's bodies, shaking the surrounding mountains and forests. However, Xiao Yang and others at the moment had the same look on their faces, and felt the terror and threat that was quickly diffused around them. Xiao Yang smiled coldly, opened his lips and teeth, and said with a faint smile, "Senior, please." As soon as the voice fell, in the cave, a powerful momentum that was not inferior to the former gushed out in an instant, resisting the 3 people's momentum, and the 3 people's eyes suddenly changed at this moment. This is Source Family, who is sneaky and has the ability to stand up and speak. The first old man's face was heavy. He didn't expect to suddenly kill a mysterious Yuanzhong strongman at this time. In this way, they want to catch the purpose of Xiao Yang and others, but they have to have a lot of trouble. Fortunately, according to this breath, the other party has only 1 Yuanzhong. Although there is some pressure, they are still within the scope of bearing. Ha ha ha, I'm sneaky. I'm more above board than you disgusting guys. At least, I don't sacrifice living people in Tianyun Villa. Unlike you, I don't even let go of my little saint. I've been dreaming of delusions for so many years. At this time, a mocking laugh suddenly came out of the cave. Then, an old man in cloud robe appeared in front of Xiao Yang and others, looking at the 3 people in front of him with disdain. "It's you, Luo Hao." Seeing the person in front of them, the faces of the 3 elders of Dui Zong suddenly changed dramatically. When they lost their voice and exclaimed, their faces became dignified. Luo Hao, the deputy leader of Tianyun Villa and the 6-star source sect, is also known as the 7 heroes of Luo family in the central region because of his 7 brothers. He sits in the north of the central region all year round and rarely appears. In front of him, Luo Hao is the 3rd. Although Luo Hao is only alone now, it is very clear from their understanding of Tianyun Mountain Villa that each of the 7 heroes of Luo has great combat power. That is not because of how powerful their cultivation is, but because they are all powerful array mags. Their views on array are afraid to be the best in the mainland, and Tianyun Mountain Villa, it is also the only powerful force in the whole continent that inherits the way of array. With the powerful power of their array mags, any of them can easily fight 2 strong men of the same level. If they do their best, even the 3 of them may not be able to win Luo Hao. When they thought about this, the look on their old faces became more and more ugly. Who could have thought that at this time, they met the people of Tianyun Villa? The 4 forces were not right with each other and had to fight in private. Now they meet face to face. I'm afraid it's not so easy to solve this matter today. Luo Hao, do you want to intervene in my Dui zone? After a long time, the chief old man among the 3 said with a heavy complexion and a gloomy tone. Hey, what if you intervene? I won't be in trouble to deal with you 3, old man. Hearing the speech, Luo Hao smiled, but he didn't care. He didn't like the people in front of him. What's more, Xiao Yang has some relationship with Luo Jin. Doing so can not only save Xiao Yang and his party, but also kill their arrogance. Why not? Luo Hao, don't be too arrogant. Although you have some fame in the central region, Your Tianyun Villa is just a group of Yuanzong. If I visit the Lord of Tuizong in person, I'm afraid you can't afford the consequences. You mean my Tianyun Villa is afraid of you? What about Yuanzuan? If you think my Tianyun Villa is easy to bully, just come. Others are afraid of you crossing Erzong, and my Tianyun Villa is not afraid. As soon as the voice of the former fell, Luo Hao's cold drink came out. The dark meaning in the words made the faces of the three people more ugly. Tianyun Villa can become one of their four forces. Naturally, it has its own inside information. It's too simple to want to drink the backward by relying on its own source. When the faces of the three Yuanzong strong men were gloomy, Luo Hao immediately sneered again, and then said, Xu Shuang, I'm here today. You're destined not to take these boys away. If you still want to stay, I don't mind transferring a zone without 3 elders. As soon as they said this, the 3 people were shocked. As early as midnight yesterday, they had already broken into the sphere of influence of Tianyun Villa. If Luo Hao was trapped here at the moment, once other strong men of Tianyun Villa were summoned, they were afraid it would be more detrimental to them. After thinking about it for a long time, Xu Shuang bit his teeth, the malevolent eyes slowly swept over Xiao Yang and others, and finally paused on Luo Hao. Then they suddenly turned around and flew away towards the southern sky. The next day, under the leadership of Luo Hao, Xiao Yang and his party finally arrived at Tianyun Villa safely. Although there were some dangers along the way, it was lucky that Xiao Yang was safe and sound. In particular, Xiao Yang's cultivation successfully broke through to the 2-star Source Emperor, which was even more gratifying. When I came to Tianyun Villa, the scene in front of me was quite different from Xiao Yang's imagination. The so-called Tianyun Villa is not really a huge manor, but a magnificent ancient city with strange construction. This whole city is where Tianyun Villa is located. The ancient city wall extending to the end of the line of sight, the Chitta stone tower towering into the clouds, and the mysterious symbols and seals everywhere are explaining the mystery of the city to Xiao Yang and others, and this is only what they see outside the city. There is no specific gate in this city. Only through the array can you enter it, otherwise it will be resisted by the array covering the city. Fortunately, under the leadership of Luo Hao, this pedestrian saved a lot of trouble. When entering the city, the various buildings that rise and fall are even more eye-opening. Compared with other places, Tianyun Villa is more like an independent world. Everyone's eyes are full of bright gold. Even most people's clothes are full of gold. The golden belly planing stands like a flag in all parts of the city. Between the streets, lanes, and cities, there are golden-colored glass brilliance from time to time, which turns into mysterious arrays. This is really the world of arrays. Looking at the array floating around, Xiao Yang and others couldn't help feeling surprised. The array mage, which is rarely seen in the outside world, can be seen everywhere in Tianyun Villa. Compared with other places, it is more like the paradise of array mage. Our Tianyun Mountain Villa started from the array and passed on the array from generation to generation. Most of the people are array mags. They are also famous in the middle region. It's a pity that they are far worse than Dantar. Luo Hao chuckled, but his words were full of some emotion. They also created magic with the power of soul, but the herbalist was respected by people all over the continent, but the reputation of Master Array was far inferior. In this regard, Xiao Yang had no choice but to sigh. When he was in Donghua City, Zhongli also expressed his feelings for this, but in reality, there was nothing they could do. They had to hope that together with the array, they could win a place in this vast continent in the future. Led by Luo Hao, the party came to the deepest part of the city, where a brilliant manor was indeed built. Then, they saw several high-rise buildings in Tianyun Mountain, including a middle-aged man and 2 elders, Luo Ao. Seeing Luo Ao again, Xiao Yang immediately showed a respectful smile. When he first came to the central region, he always met an acquaintance. His nervous tension along the way was finally completely relaxed. Luo Ao and he have a lot of kindness. Now he can't avoid a compliment when he sees the former again. Hey, Yuan Huang? How come your accomplishments have reached Yuan Huang from returning to Yuanjing in these 3 years? Luo Ao's old face couldn't help showing surprise when he noticed the thick breath emanating from Xiao Yang's body. Luo Jin told him about Xiao Yang when he returned to the clan more than 3 years ago. At that time, he was already surprised when he learned that Xiao Yang's cultivation had reached the origin, but now he didn't expect that Xiao Yang's cultivation have advanced to the Source Emperor. On one side, the other old man and the middle-aged man also showed their frightened faces after hearing Luo Ao's words. In more than 3 years, they jumped from returning to the Source to becoming the strong man in the Source Emperor's territory. It's too scary to cultivate at such a speed. Even Luo Hao, who walked with Xiao Yang and others this day, heard this, and his face was also changed. Luo Ao's words were really shocking. In this regard, Xiao Yang had to smile and bow to Luo Ao in front of him, saying respectfully, "The younger generation is just taking advantage of some opportunities and martial arts. This is just a good luck breakthrough." Hearing this, the mood of several people present was slightly calmed. It would be terrible if they took advantage of opportunities and skills. If they really practiced with talent, they would jump from returning to the Source territory to becoming a strong person at the Source Emperor level in just over 3 years. Whether it's talent or opportunity, since Xiao Yang has become a strong Source Emperor now, you naturally deserve it. Immediately, the middle-aged man among them stepped forward and smiled at Xiao Yang with a warm smile. Hearing the speech, Xiao Yang quickly saluted and said, "Dare you ask the elder? I forgot to introduce myself to you when I was talking. My name is Luo Cheng. I am the leader of Tianyun Villa and the father of Luo Jin. This is Luo Xiong. I am the elder of Tianyun Villa. Luo Hao should not need my introduction. I think you all know each other along the way." Luo Cheng smiled and turned his eyes back and forth on several people. When Xiao Yang heard his words, his face did not change for a while. He naturally guessed Luo Cheng's identity early in the morning. The middle-aged man could stand with these people, so it was not difficult to guess his identity. As for Luo Xiong, along the way, Xiao Yang also learned something about Tianyun Villa from Luo Hao, especially the so-called 7 heroes of Luo, which impressed him deeply. Luo Xiong is the eldest of the 7 heroes of Luo, and he is also the most powerful man in cultivation. Unexpectedly, the boss of the 7 Roche males showed up in front of him like this. It's really surprising. It is said that the strength of each of Luo's 7 heroes has reached the level of Yuanzong, and there is only 1 star difference in cultivation between everyone from top to bottom. The eldest Luo Xiong, 8-star Yuanzong, Luo Hao are 6 stars, ranking the 3rd, Luo Ao is the 5th and 4-star Yuanzong. These people are the most powerful cards of Tianyun Villa. Although their accomplishments are all under Yuanzuan, their accomplishments in the array, looking at the whole continent, are afraid that no one can match. If they work together, even the strong of Yuanzuan can fight. This is the reason why Luo Hao was not afraid of Xu Shuang's threatening words the day before yesterday. While these people were laughing and talking, in the depths of the manor, a figure dressed in white quickly swept over the top of layers of buildings. Although it was rude, it also came to the eyes of this pedestrian in the twinkling of an eye. Look at this figure. It's not Luo Jin. Who else can there be? In the discussion hall of Tianyun Villa, the villa leader Luo Cheng, the eldest elder Luo Xiong, the 3rd elder Luo Hao and the 5th elder Luo Ao are all here. Xiao Yang and others went to arrange their residence under the leadership of Luo Jin. In the hall, Luo Hao roughly explained what happened before and after he met Xiao Yang and others. After hearing this, several people here couldn't help but change their faces. Doom Poison? The saint in the legend of Dui sect? Hasn't she disappeared long ago? How can she be around Xiao Yang? Luo Cheng frowned, as if aware of the seriousness of the matter. Now is not the time to investigate these things. What we should think clearly is whether these people will go or stay. The importance of Misfortune Poison Body to Dui sect is self-evident. Their sect leader Wu Du wants to find the hidden inheritance of the first sect leader with the help of Misfortune Poison Body. In recent years, they have sent a lot of manpower and material resources to find Misfortune Poison Body. Now that people are in Tianyun Villa, I'm afraid Wu Du will come to ask for it in person soon. Once he comes forward, it's even harder to solve this matter. On one side of the hall, Luo Xiong, who had been meditating for a long time, suddenly opened his mouth, but the words he spit out changed the faces of all the people present. Wu Du, Patriarch Dui, and the strong at Yuanzuan level are also among the top strong in the whole continent. Although he is not afraid of Yuanzuan, he doesn't want to really fight it. The energy contained in a source venerable strongman is enough for him to face up to the whole Tianyun villa. Although the 7 males of Roche can join hands to fight even the source venerable strongman, what should they do if the other party is devoted to one sect? After all, Yuanzong is still Yuanzong. The distance between Yuanzong and the strong cannot be offset simply by relying on the number of people. So, invite them out. Luo Cheng frowned. After seeing Xiao Yang earlier, he also saw that Xiao Yang's people were extraordinary. Apart from Xiao Yang's own cultivation qualification, different fire, and those 2 misfortune poisons, the young man named Bai Hua also made him feel very mysterious. The latter's physique, even with his eyesight, could not see anything. It was more ordinary. I'm afraid there's only the woman named Li Bingrue, but when it comes to cultivation talent, I'm afraid it won't be inferior to some demons in the middle region. The potential of this group is so deep that they can naturally see that if they can make friends with them, it will certainly be of great benefit to Tianyun Villa in the future when they grow up. But now the problem they have to face is that Dui Zong will never allow Xiao Yang and his party to live so safely. From Xiao Yang's attitude, let him hand over the disaster poison, it is obviously impossible. The two sides seem to have become sworn enemies. If they insist on helping Xiao Yang and his party, it is equivalent to openly declaring war on Du Erzong. It is difficult to weigh the pros and cons. Patriarch, Elder, I don't think it's right. Just when several people hesitated, Luo Ao finally opened his mouth slowly. While his words fell, the eyes of several people present also gathered on him. Luo Ao's eyes slowly swept over several people in front of him. This is the way. Elder, we all know Xiao Yang's talent and strength, and he has a different fire. His future achievements are by no means comparable to Du Erzong. Do you think we should destroy a genius who is likely to become the help of our Tianyun Villa in the future for the sake of an already unfriendly Du Erzong? As soon as this remark came out, several people in the audience couldn't help pausing. The villa leader Luo Cheng opened his mouth slightly, but said nothing. Luo Xiong was silent and kept thinking. As the eldest elder of Tianyun Villa and the strongest of the family, he had to pay attention to his family in advance. Although Tianyun Villa is one of the 4 forces, they all know, Tianyun Mountain Villa is just a place that can be squeezed into. Without the support of the strong source, the family forces can't be compared with other forces. If it weren't for many arrays and his reputation as the 7 heroes of Luo's family, Tianyun Mountain Villa would have been separated from the 4 forces. Now if we want to fight with Dui Zong for Xiao Yang, I'm afraid those waiting for them will perish. But then again, what Luo Ao said is not unreasonable. They see the potential of Xiao Yang and his party. If Tianyun Villa can get their help and really grow up in the future, their status among the 4 forces is bound to improve. However, in the current situation, they have to face the reality first. Alas! For a long time, Luo Xiong sighed deeply. A pair of muddy old eyes turned to Luo Cheng on the first seat and said slowly, "Master, it's up to you to make a decision. After all, you are both the master and the villa master. Everything depends on you." Seeing that the problem fell on him again, Luo Cheng was a little dignified. He could also understand Luo Xiong's concerns, but Luo Ao's words were also right. Now, he must choose one of the 2, and the answer may also involve his whole Tianyun Villa. Alas! Elder 5, I'm sorry. I also know Xiao Yang's future can be expected, but Tianyun Villa can't withstand too much blow. Once. The owner doesn't have to blame himself. I can understand your intentions. However, after all, they are guests from far away. Let them stay for 2 more days. As soon as the time comes, I will explain it to them. Luo Cheng's voice didn't fall. Luo Ao got up and smiled at the former. When the voice fell, he walked slowly outside the hall. Later, Luo Cheng and his 3 people looked at Luo Ao's lonely back and felt a little heavy for a time. They can see that Luo Ao really values Xiao Yang. Although they are also surprised by Xiao Yang's talent, the reality is that he ignores the whole family for a young generation whose future is unknown. Even if Luo Cheng agrees, I'm afraid the rest of the family won't be willing. But then, just as Luo Ao's footsteps came to the main hall door and wanted to open the hall door was suddenly opened by another hand from the outside. Then, an old man hurried in from the outside. As soon as he came in, his eyes quickly swept Luo Ao in front of him, stopped him, and then looked at several people deep in the main hall. He said solemnly and in a hurry, "Villa leader, elder, something's wrong." While Luo Ao and others entered the conference hall, Luo Jin took Xiao Yang and his party to another part of the manor. After arranging housing for the party, he led them around the manor. Xiao Yang is also curious about the Holy Land in the eyes of the array mage. Those mysterious arrays are quite strange. Although they have something in common, they are quite different from refining medicine. They have their own advantages. It's hard to tell the pros and cons. However, Xiao Yang can be sure that since the array can exist in the world, it must have its unique reason. Although only herbalists are more popular in the mainland today, it is conceivable that one day it will be the turn of the array mage to bloom on the vast mainland. The party followed Luo Jin and walked in Tianyun Villa with ease. Xiao Yang was suspicious when talking and laughing. Luo Jin seemed to stop at Li Bingrui next to Liana as soon as they met. Even in the chat just now, he deliberately led the topic to the latter. Xiao Yang couldn't help laughing in the dark. He immediately understood something in his heart. His eyes swept between Luo Jin and Li Bingrui. Xiao Yang smiled and shook his head. Even if he continued to move forward along the path in the garden, he didn't notice the little medical fairy beside him. He was also looking at him with tender eyes. He paused slightly. Even if he hurried to keep up with him, then, Birch looked at the lotus with curious color on her small face, gently rubbed the latter's small head with her wide palm, and the two walked slowly behind. While walking in the manor, the group were also chatting about many things about the central region. Of course, most of them were Luo Jin, who explained to them the general information about the major forces in the central region. Among them, the Xiao family, naturally, was the first thing Xiao Yang needed to know. As a superpower in the middle regions, the Xiao clan is also one of the three major clans. Its inside information is naturally strong and powerful, but its strength is far beyond their four major forces. It is said that among the three major clans, the Xiao clan has been circulating for the longest time. In its heyday, the Xiao clan may be comparable to the two top forces of the Chenyuan sect Ghost sect, but I don't know why. In the long course of history, the Xiao nationality gradually declined, but even so, there is no doubt that the Xiao nationality is strong. Knowing this, Xiao Yang can't help but bow his head and meditate. Although the Xiao family he knows now has no family relationship with him, after all, Xiao Xian is there, and his heart is still somewhat touched, but at the same time, he can't help worrying about Xiao Xian's safety. But just at this moment, Xiao Yang's vision flashed in front of him. He suddenly stopped when he was just about to step forward. At the same time, he looked up and looked at a tall black stone tablet standing in front of him. Until this time, Xiao Yang noticed that his party had come to a square unconsciously, and the tall stone tablet in front of him, it is the only ornament on the square. Hey! Seeing this, Xiao Yang couldn't help retreating 2 steps. Only then did he fully see the huge stone tablet in front of him. At the same time, Luo Jin, not far behind him, followed closely with a smile. This stone tablet is... His eyes swept on the stone tablet, and Xiao Yang's eyes turned back to Luo Jin on the side, with a suspicious voice on his face. Hearing the speech, the latter smiled and didn't hide anything. He glanced at the stone tablet from bottom to top and slowly said, "This is the list of heavenly cloud sacred vessels. It is said that it was forged by an old ancestor of the Luo family in his spare time. It will record the 10 most special weapons in the mainland. Although it is useless, it is what the old ancestor left behind, so we put it here." When it comes to the ancestors of the Luo family, Luo Jin's face cannot help showing a touch of pride. It is only at the end of the discourse, but it also contains some ridicule and helplessness. Hearing the speech, Xiao Yang nodded in surprise. At the same time, he glanced at the stone tablet again. Indeed, the stone tablet was engraved with words from 1 to 10 from top to bottom. In the 4th, 7th, 8th and 9th positions, the names of several weapons were painted with golden-colored glass light. The 4th one was Suorfen gun, the 7th one was Yulan sword, and the 8th one was ancient blood axe, the 9th picture is a thunder gun, and the rest is empty. This Lock Phoenix gun. I'm afraid it's owned by the Tianyao Huang family. Seeing the name of Suorfen gun, the 4th on the list, Xiao Yan couldn't help but think of the Tianyao Phoenix family in his mind. Although there was no evidence. Oh, yes, the Lock Phoenix gun is indeed owned by the Tianyao Huang family. It is said that this weapon is made from the backbone of the upper people of the Tianyao Huang family and the blood of many ancient demon Huang. It has a great suppression effect on the people of the Tianyao Huang family, and its attached combat power is particularly terrible. Once it is fully used, it can even be condensed into the virtual image of the ancient demon Huang by using the Lock Phoenix gun. It is extremely terrible, it's just a pity, but I've never seen it. Luo Jinmin smiled, while Xiao Yang's sight continued to fall and put it in the 7th place below, Yulan sword. Yulan sword, whose owner is Ouyang Yu, is recognized by Ouyang's family as the strongest fighter. It is said that Ouyang Yu once easily stopped 3 Yuanzuan strong men who made trouble in Ouyang's family with one sword and even killed one person. One of the other 2 was seriously injured and one broke his arm to escape. He has never appeared again since then. Ouyang Yu was crowned Yulan's sword with that battle the title of saint. Hiss. Hearing this, not only Xiao Yang, but also the others on the side showed surprise. Such achievements are really terrible. One man can defeat 3 strong men of Yuanzuan level without losing, and even kill one person. Such a remarkable achievement, Ouyang Yu, I'm afraid, is also a monster that can't be seen in 1,000 years. As for the latter 2, Luo Jin has never heard of the news, but there is no doubt that the person who can have those 2 weapons is definitely a dragon and phoenix among people. It is bound to be the existence of a leader, but whether he can meet them or not is different. However, while several people were laughing, Xiao Yang's face suddenly changed, and one of his men consciously put it on the ring. At this time, he was surprised to notice that an object in his ring that had not been touched for many years trembled slightly at this moment. At the same time, on the other side, Luo Ao, Luo Cheng and other senior managers of Qianyun Villa also appeared in a secret room. At this moment, on the array platform in the middle of the secret room, there is a 10-inch white jade array plate, and it can be clearly seen that there is a gap the size of the palm of the hand above the array plate. At this moment, the array plate is trembling, emitting bursts of strong golden light. This video will end here.